Loved ones gathering for their final goodbyes to a Texas Border Patrol agent this weekend. 36-year-old Rogelio Martinez died responding to activity along the U.S.-Mexico border.
The incident is being investigated as a, quote, potential assault, as the official cause of death remains a mystery.
Joining us now with an update is Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Attorney General, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, question to you, what is the latest development on this case, and what do viewers need to know?
Well, obviously, our prayers are with the families. You know, this is a federal investigation right now. Typically, the state will come in if we're asked to. At this point, we have not been asked to. I will say this, the fact that the state and the feds have offered a reward tells you a little bit about what we think happened. And so we obviously think there was some type of assault. And hopefully, because we don't have any witnesses, hopefully someone will come forward and give us information about that assault.
Attorney General, why the perception then of ambiguity? Why, did he fall? Did they not fall? Why are officials not willing to come out and say, hey, this is it, we don't know all the details, but it looks like there was an adversary in this incident?
Well, it's typical of an investigation when they don't have all the information, especially here where there was no eyewitness. It's very typical for no information to come out until they actually have everything put together. So I'm not surprised, the media speculates, but I'm not surprised that we really don't have any information that's come out.
Attorney General, I've spoken a lot with the special agent in charge for the FBI down there, Jeanette Harper, and she tells me, look, the investigation's under control. But just to give our viewers a little bit of a sense for where this happened, it's about 30 miles north of the Mexico border, and it is an area that is heavily trafficked by drug traffickers. And that, of course, certainly something we talked with one of the Border Patrol union guys that says, look, this looks like the Agent Martinez and his partner, who is now, since we understand is out of the hospital, were ambushed and attacked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't actually, even though the investigation's not over, it would not surprise me in any way if that's what happened. You don't usually have two border agents, one dead, one severely injured, just randomly falling. It's just very unlikely that's what happened. I'm very sure that we're going to find in the end that this was an assault by drug smugglers or somebody that shouldn't be in our country.
And how frequent are incidents like this along the southern border?
We have a lot of trouble along the southern border. We have our state police keep track of crimes that are related to illegals, and in the last 5 years, we've had over 600,000 different potential crimes, from 1,200 murders to, you name the crime, we've had it. So we track that information, and it's fairly prevalent.
And you wonder why the president and others are calling for a wall and increased security measures down there. It's a dangerous place, and our border agents face it every single day. We want to get your point on another topic as well, Mr. Attorney General. An op-ed from the Clarion Ledger in Jacksonville, Mississippi, says that President Trump's sanctuary city crackdown is a, quote, miscarriage of justice. You can see the headline from the Clarion Ledger. It's a miscarriage of justice, is exactly what I just said. Why would a paper like this in Jacksonville, Mississippi, or anyone else look at a policy of saying, hey, if you're not going to apply by the law, then why should you get federal funding? Why would they say miscarriage of justice?
Yeah. Well, I couldn't disagree with them more. Basically, sanctuary city laws, including the ones in Texas, are designed to protect our citizens. We're talking about people here who are here illegally, and also who are suspected of committing crimes or who have committed crimes. So why we want to protect these people, not exactly sure why, because it certainly doesn't benefit my citizens to make sure that these people are protected. We want them deported when we know for sure that they're illegal and they've suspected of a crime or committed a crime.
Ken, why does the left want to give them a special status then?
It's one of the most confusing things I've ever seen. I can't find a justification. I haven't been given a justification other than they'll change the narrative to claim that the laws are doing something different than they are. But when you actually ask them about what the law is doing, they can't typically defend it.
Ken, as the top law enforcement officer in Texas, are you getting from this administration the tools you need? The 10th Amendment, of course, says that it does not require local law enforcement to carry out federal immigration violations. For instance, if one of these murderers or has an ICE detainer on him, are you getting the tools you need, and are you confident you will get all the tools you need to go after these criminals in your state?
Yeah, this president has done more to protect us from illegal immigration and from the crimes that we deal with in Texas than any other president. So not only does he talk about it in the right way, but we're getting resources. We're talking about the wall. We're talking about more border agents. We're giving our border agents and our customs officials the authority to actually do their job. And so I would say more than any other president that I've seen in my lifetime, this president has done that job.
So proponents of sanctuary cities say that it allows for illegal immigrants to feel comfortable to step forward and share information. Obviously, you would know about this given your position. What are your thoughts on that, and what would you say to them?
So, you know, in our law here in Texas, they specifically exclude people that are witnesses or victims of a crime. In other words, we can't ask about immigration status if they're coming forward. And so this narrative that somehow they're not going to come forward, the law specifically in Texas excludes them.
So it's a fake argument. I mean, ultimately, they're building a straw man to knock it down.
Every argument that I've heard, from this whole idea that it's a show me your papers bill to this idea that victims are not going to come forward, is a changed narrative. The law actually provides for something very different. It's all about something very simple: safety from illegals who have either committed crimes or suspected of committed crimes.
Mr. Attorney General, thank you for your time, and please send our regards to the Martinez family and that other agent. We understand recovering out of the hospital, but certainly a terrible incident happening down there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.